So it is 5 days until our custody hearing. And today I have let someone completely ruin my day. I didn't mean to. It was just some random woman on the internet. But of course, I'm that person that just lets people like that ruin my day. And I think what made it so much worse is I think she was an attorney, so that just, it makes it even worse because in my mind it's a professional telling me that this is going to happen. And she told me today it is my job as a mother to facilitate a relationship with our children's father and the kids. And she said it doesn't matter what he's done, it's your job, and the judge is going to think that you aren't going to do that, and she's going to give him custody. She's going to give him visitation. She's going to give him what he's asking for, and you need to get over yourself and accept that. And I can't. I don't know how I could ever accept that. He's a child predator. He abused me for years. And it's like that one comment just like transported me back to 2 years ago when I was sitting in our house, still in that mindset of I have to make sure that he doesn't hurt our kids. 2 years ago, before I found out that he was a predator, I didn't think I could escape. I didn't think that it would ever be possible. And I didn't leave for me. I left for the kids. The day that I found out he was a child predator, the day I found what was on his computer, was the worst day of my life. It was the absolute worst day of my life. But the day after was the day that I realized we could be free. It was the day that I realized I could finally leave and the kids would be safe. It's the day that I realized that I didn't have to be abused for the rest of my life like I thought I would be. And it's the day that I thought it was finally over. I thought the nightmare that my marriage was over. And I can't tell you how relieved I was when I finally left. I can't tell you how much joy I felt once I was out of that state. And my kids and I were in a house that had never seen the abuse that he had inflicted on us repeatedly for years. And I felt safe. I finally felt safe. And now here we are, 2 years later, and I don't feel safe anymore. And I'm so scared that my kids are now going to have to go to a man for 2 weeks a year unsupervised. For 2 weeks a year, they won't have me to keep them safe, and I know, 2 weeks a year doesn't sound like a lot. And I think that was the point that woman on the internet was trying to make, was it's just 2 weeks, get over it. But I can't because I know what can happen in those 2 weeks. My husband was in the military. It's not like he was home constantly. There were plenty of gaps. He wasn't home all the time. It took maybe 24 hours for him to decide that he hated us again. It took 24 hours. He hated how much our kids cried. And our kids, they're not easy kids. I mean, no kid is easy, but all of my kids, minus my youngest, are autistic. My oldest is severely disabled. And he is not easy. And the other 2 kids aren't easy. And even my youngest, who he wouldn't really know because he was just a baby when I left. But even our youngest, he's not an easy kid either. Add in all the trauma they've experienced. They're not easy kids. It takes a lot of patience that man does not have. And I'm so scared the judge is going to say that the kids should see him, that it will be beneficial, and I don't see how. I don't see how it'll be beneficial. And I feel like I'm failing my kids because I've left. I'm feeling like I failed them because I chose myself. It feels like I chose myself. It feels like I left for myself because now I'm finding out that leaving didn't make my kids safe. That there's still a chance that he could have access to them, and now I'm out of the picture. Now there's no one to stop him from doing whatever he wants to them. And when I got that response that he wants 2 weeks a year unsupervised, all I could think was, he wants 2 weeks a year to hurt them as much as he can. He wants 2 weeks a year so that he can continue to torture me by making sure that I know he can do whatever he wants. And I don't think anybody understands why I'm so upset. And I'm sure some of it's illogical. Some of it's probably just a trauma response from the years I spent with him. But I am terrified right now. I am terrified for my kids. I am terrified. And I can't do anything else but worry. Because it's officially out of my hands. It is now up to the judge. I have no say from here on out as to what happens. And I can't explain how devastating that is. I can't explain how scary it is to know that I'm out of the picture now for this. And obviously, I'm a mess over it. And so I'm going to cry on here because come morning when the kids wake up, I have to be happy and I have to put this out of my mind. And I have to pretend that everything's fine because my kids have no idea that in 5 days, their literal fate is being decided. They have no idea. And I can't tell them that. I can't tell them that mommy has to go deal with this man again. I can't tell them that they might have to see this man again. So I'm scared.